Very good day to you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Candy Talk here on Herman Manyora's YouTube channel. My name is Evans Okinyi, and I'm here with Wakili Willis Otieno, ready to take you through some of the things that are actually taking place in this country with regards to the political temperatures that are actually increasing. Wakili, how are you?
Fine, thank you. Yes.
The president speaking in western part of this country said, look, the opposition here is just some sort of a group with no agenda, no idea on what is expected of them, no idea on how to run this country. And of course, he says that the only thing that the opposition can say is Ruto must go. And he's like, okay, after Ruto has gone, what next? And then he finally ends by saying, look, we will not hand over power to people without a plan, people without an agenda, people who are actually clueless. What do you make
Haya
of the
mambo
presidency?
si mageni. Haya mambo si mageni hapa mjini. Previously, someone also said, I will never hand over power to a
Maneno haya si mageni.
Maneno haya si mageni hapa mjini. Somebody previously said, I will never hand over power to a thief. The next time, we saw him walking into Kasarani, smiling, and handing over power to a thief. So even this one, William Ruto should not think that the office of president is his birthright. That is the one who is going to decide who takes it, to hand over to. He doesn't hand over. In fact, we don't have a handing over of power. What we have is assumption of office of the president-elect, not handing over. It's not a monarchy. That once the previous monarch has left, he hands over. No. What we have is assumption of office by the person elected. He can choose to do whatever he wants to do, but that cannot stop the person who will be elected president from assuming office as a president, okay? There is no handing over in Kenya. We have assumption of office. You can stay with your power that you think you have, but the person elected will assume office, in spite of your feelings and your tantrums.
But people are reading more than just feelings into this.
The point is, those are the usual. I've told you, mambo si mageni bana. Tumeyazoea. Tumeyazoea. He can throw tantrums as much as he wants. He can say as much as he can squeal. But it will not stop the sovereignty of the Kenyan people from being exercised. And a duly elected president assuming office as president. He is trying to give himself confidence. He's boosting his ego. Allow the man. Don't be hard on him. Allow him to boost his ego. But when the time comes, just like the other one did, he will appear and pass on the baton. Because that new one will be assuming office. Despite his tantrums, in spite of his feelings or sentiments. So Kenyans should not pay attention more to it. Don't even try to read much into it. He is not doing anybody any favor. It is not within his province to make a determination as to who becomes president. It's the Kenyan people who will exercise their sovereign rights and decide who is going to lead them.
Are you therefore saying that whether the next person who should actually occupy that office has an agenda or not that pleases William Ruto, then it is not upon him
It is not upon him to define for the Kenyan people their agenda. In relation to William Ruto, there's only one agenda. He has to go. That is what the people of Kenya have said. That is the only agenda in relation to him. As to what agenda comes in after he has left, it is not for him to define for anybody. The Kenyan people, in their wisdom, will decide what that agenda is. And they will elect that person with that agenda. That person who understands the times and the moments that we are in. That this is an economic revolution. The Kenyan people are demanding for economic justice. They are fighting for economic liberation. They are fighting to free themselves from the shackles of economic domination. They are trying to bring down a system that has perpetuated their poverty. It will be upon the Kenyan people to look within the population to find who it is that can help to finalize their liberation economically. That person is the one they will install as their leader. That is independent of, and that is in spite of William Ruto. He is not our problem. His wishes, his tantrums are of no concern, are of no consequence as to who the Kenyan people will bestow the responsibility to superintend over the nation. It's not his call. And he will join his other brother who said similar things and is now living quietly in retirement. So, why are you focusing too much attention on him?
Okay. So do you still accept that the main agenda of the opposition is Ruto must go?
I've told you, that's the least of everybody's concern. Ruto has gone.
Okay.
Yeah. That is an agenda that Kenyan people finished with. We are now going to the next agenda. Yeah. And that next agenda does not involve William Ruto. That next agenda is about economic liberation.
He claims that the opposition is actually clueless when it comes to job
Good
creation.
for him. Good for him.
Doing what is actually necessary to make this economy running. That is what he says.
Good for him. What has he done? What has he done about job creation? There are more jobless young people here today than there were last year. What jobs has he created? Kenyans are living in more economic pain than they've ever lived at any point in their history. So, the ones who've led us to this problem are the ones to prescribe a prescription. They can't give a prescription. And the opposition that he's talking about, who are they? He may think the opposition is Kalonzo or Manyora group. That should be the least of his concern. That is just but part of the opposition. The opposition is the people of Kenya. It is the people of Kenya who are now the opposition. So when he says they don't have, they're clueless, they don't have an agenda, who is he addressing? If he's addressing those ones, he can say, fine, those ones don't have. That is between legacy politicians to discuss. But the Kenyan people know what the problem is. That is why they're agitating. And within the Kenyan people, you'll find a solution to the problems you're facing through. The things that William Ruto and his administration have been unable to address, to attend to. So, he can't do anything about that. And good for him to think that he's the only one who can solve our problems. He's caused our problems. He cannot solve them.
Your Mwalimu says, you keep on saying Ruto must go. Asipoenda mtadu.
It is
That's what your teacher said.
It is not for him to decide whether he's going or not. The voice of the people is the voice of God. The people have said he has to go. He will go. Going, he will go.
Doesn't the good professor as well speak for the people?
I'm telling you, the people will decide, and the people have decided William Ruto has to go. Why are you facing spending too much time discussing someone who the people have finished with? Yeah. People are done with him. And there's nothing he can do. He didn't assume office by the gun. He assumed it by the ballot. That ballot will send him away. And even if need be, if he tries the opposite, the people will deal with him. He cannot. He cannot. Don't sell fear.
I'm not selling fear. I'm just reiterating the words of
Yes,
the good
but
professor.
if Mwalimu is wrong, you tell Mwalimu you are wrong. And Mwalimu has been wrong here on many occasions.
Mwalimu is saying God can decide that Ruto goes for a second
But
term.
I've told you the voice of the people is the voice of God. So when is God deciding if he's not put it in the hearts of the people? If God was to decide Ruto is going to a second term, he will have put in the hearts of the people to say, Ruto, we're giving you 2 terms. God has not done so. In fact, God has spoken through the people. The voice of the people is the voice of God. Vox populi, vox Dei.
Talking of the Ruto must go agenda, don't you think that the president is also smart and tactical enough, and is also scheming on how to get himself a second term?
From where? Get a second term from where?
Anything
He has
is
no
possible.
capacity to
Is-
get.
that is
From
what
where? From where? His tactics, his smartness I talk about is what has led us here. If he was that smart and tactical, why are we here? No, why are we here? If he was smart as you people think he is, the economy will be doing well. The people will be loving him. But why are we here? So you think that he's smart, that he's keeping his smartness to be used in future? It's incompetence. Call things for what they are. There's no smartness, yeah? There's incompetence. But you people create some make-believe world of a genie. It's not. If he was that smart, we will not be where we are today. We will be seeing an economy that is thriving. We will be seeing a populace that's excited to be in a country, applying its energy towards economic development and growth of the nation. If we can't see it here, then when do you want to see it?
In less than 2 years, is that possible?
Yes. Kibaki's changes were felt in the first year of his administration. You could see the direction the country was taking. It's possible. As I've always told you, when you're going on a journey, the first steps determine where the journey is heading to.
Okay.
You can't be going to Kisumu, and the first steps you're seeing you on Mombasa Road heading towards Machakos, and you're telling us you're going to Kisumu. You will never reach Kisumu. But if the first steps you're seeing you on Limuru Road, we're like, maybe, it's on Wayaki Way, maybe we'll get there.
Okay.
But in this one, it's the opposite. The steps he has taken are showing us it's a doomed voyage. Stop investing in it.
And that's why you are still seeing the one-term choir.
The one time that one has happened. The focus of Kenyans is who next. Yeah. What next?
Finally, talk to us about the rage that we are witnessing right now in the country with these extrajudicial killings and all that. How will this then play out in the long run, even as we head towards 2027 elections? Do you think people will actually vote based on emotions?
People will vote in ways you've never seen in the history of the earth. The vote that will take place in Kenya, the numbers, the sheer rage, the emotions, will be in ways that has never been experienced in the history of the earth. Watch this space. This is an election that the Kenyan people will own themselves, not legacy politicians. And for once, we'll get to know who are the real bosses in this country. Not legacy politicians. These masses that are despised.
And you believe you will win?
Jimmy Willie will win.
Yes, you may, but
The voice of the people.
tumeambiwa hamtapewa kisu hata mkishinda jamani.
He can stay with the kisu. Mambo haya si mageni.
Ati mambo haya si mageni jijini, labda kwa wageni.
Mambo haya si mageni.
Lakini sisi wenyeji hapa ni mambo tuliyoyazoea.
Mm.
Bila shaka, ladies and gentlemen, allow me stop this conversation at this point. Remember, we are still on the ground tracking everything that is taking place in this country. We'll keep you updated with the same. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being part of this family. Subscribe to our channel if it's your first time watching us. Allow me to stop for now till we have this conversation again. My name is Evans Okini.